Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sports Breakdown once again. So today I think we did an emergency video here because day 3 and we found a result over here. India retained the Border-Gavaskar Trophy and India beat Australia by 6 wickets. I watched the entire match. This is obviously Cheteshwarpujara's 100th Test match, and him scoring the winning runs obviously ensured that India retained the Border-Gavaskar Trophy by beating Australia by 6 wickets. So that's a huge achievement by this Indian national team. I think India are unstoppable at home, and as we know, Australia in Asia since 2008 in Test cricket hasn't been that great. I think they played 33 matches, won 5, lost 20, and drawn 8. And I think that's correct. But those are the stats. But yeah, unfortunately, I think Australia, I do not know what Australia did in day 3 because I thought this will go to a day 4 or even day 5. And I thought Australia, after taking that lead, they will play sensibly. But and it proved until day 3. I mean, first 2 days. If you say first 2 days, Australia were doing well. Australia were doing well. But for some reason, I do not know. But um, India somehow came back in the third day. That's what I can say. And I have to only say a solid day of Test cricket for India in day 3. I only can say that because I mean, where else did Australia go wrong? Because first 2 days, I mean, yeah, maybe that partnership. That's what I'm saying. That partnership between Jadeja, sorry, Aksha Patel and Ashwin actually changed the whole complex of this match. If you go through this carefully, wait, I'll just show this. See this. Right, they got a start. India got a start. 46-run partnership in the first innings. Just see this. Okay, Jadeja and Kohli had a small partnership, but they were 137 for 7. Don't forget that India were 137 for 7 in the first innings, and you see this partnership here 114 between Ashwin and Aksha Patel. For me, that is the game-changing moment of this match because if not for this partnership, I do not think India would come as close as getting a lead. Probably Australia would have got 80 or 90 lead. And yeah, I mean, incredible stuff from India because it's crazy to see India doing so well in this series, and at home they are really undefeatable right now. Only, I mean, 3 teams beat India in the past 10 to 15 years. When you see in Test cricket, South Africa won a series against India, I think back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Then England and Australia both won one Test matches each in 2017 and 2021 respectively after losing the first Test. So as we see like this, I mean, India are just unbeatable at home. No one can beat India, not even an Asian team. Forget big. I mean, anyways, we know Pakistan don't play against India, but otherwise, um, I mean, this team is unbeatable. I'm telling you, this team is unbeatable at the moment. India are too good because see, Sena countries also struggling. I mean, it's really tough for any team to win against India at home. India just unbeatable. And right now, I feel India is definitely going to the finals of the WTC for sure. Um, we have Dipanshu here commenting. Dipanshu here says, Pawan, is there any chance Sri Lanka can beat New Zealand? Yeah, I think at this moment, I feel Sri Lanka have a chance. Seeing how New Zealand are playing right now, I think Sri Lanka have a good chance. If they play sensible cricket, if they play proper test cricket in New Zealand, I think it's definitely possible because the way that New Zealand are playing like right now under Tim Southee's captaincy, there's a transition right now. I think there's a big chance for Sri Lanka to beat New Zealand. I don't know if it's going to be 2-0, but I see a victory happening in New Zealand. For Sri Lanka, I definitely see Sri Lanka winning at least one test match. I do not know whether they'll win 2-0. That depends on how they perform. But yeah, Dipanshu here says, I don't think Sri Lanka is a spin dominant. I mean, Sri Lanka have been doing well. I mean, as spinners wise, Prabhat Jayashree. But let's see. I mean, fast bowlers also they do have. But let's get back to the match. So as we know, Australia first innings they got 263 all out, and I think Khawaja did a good job because Khawaja was very lucky on two occasions. Usman Khawaja was very lucky on two occasions and survived and somehow got to 81. But yeah, I think Ravindra Jadeja has been brilliant. I mean, both the test matches since he returned from injury and since he's returned from, I mean, in Ranji Trophy got 7 wickets for Saurashtra. And as I said, Saurashtra has gone and won the Ranji Trophy. Do check out my shot on Saurashtra winning the Ranji Trophy. But coming back to the test match, yeah, I mean, Ashwin and Jadeja have been too good. And Shami, you have to give credit for Shami, especially in a spin dominant pitch, especially in this track in Delhi. Shami has been doing well, and we know Shami knows the Delhi pitches very well and the conditions. So you expect Shami to do well. But see, I think Australia also were 168 for 6. I think Pat Cummins played that 33 knock. For me, Australia were 30 run short. Um, I would feel 300, 350 on this pitch in a first innings would have really, really helped Australia. I won't blame this performance. I mean, Australia were in trouble to get all out under 200 even. So 263 on the board is all right, I mean, for a visiting team. And seeing this, I think Mohammad Shami was brilliant. As I said, you forget about his economy, but he got the key wickets. David Warner, Travis Head got those key wickets. And yeah, I think Siraj obviously made the damage for Warner, and we know Warner went out with a concussion injury. He had a concussion injury, and obviously Matt Renshaw had to replace him, obviously. So that was very key for Australia. But Jadeja, my goodness me, Jadeja has been really, really good in this test match, especially with the variations that he puts, the lines and lengths, the drifts that he gets. He's been brilliant since he's come back. I mean, Jadeja at home, you cannot drop him. Forget about bringing Washington Sundar into this team. I'm telling you right now, Ashwin, Jadeja, and Aksha Patel can't be dropped because Aksha Patel, you see his contributions, especially with the bat and ball. He can't deliver with the ball, he delivers with the bat. His first highest and second highest test scores have come from these two test matches against Australia. How can you drop Aksha Patel right now? I know he's not performing in the ball, but at least he's trying to contribute with the bat. He's trying to contribute on the field. I do not think this trio has to be dropped at all. At all costs, these three spinners have to play every home test match until they retire. I'm telling you right now, these three or injury, these three have to play because they're too good at home. And you see the records of all these three spinners. He's controlling in one end and then lets Ashwin and Jadeja to pick up the wickets. And that's the role that a third spinner like Aksha Patel has to do. You don't generally need a bowler like Aksha Patel, obviously, to pick up wickets all the time. If you cannot pick up wickets, the only solution is to obviously control in one end and then let Ashwin or Jadeja to pick up wickets on the other, because we know how lethal and how experienced both Ashwin and Jadeja are. So I think Akshay Patel is doing his role really well. And as we know, Jadeja and Ashwin, they are the two best duos in Test cricket right now. I mean, especially Ashwin picking up 100 Test wickets against Australia, and then Nathan Lyon later on picked up 100 wickets as well. So that shows how good Ashwin is, especially with the bat and ball. I think Ashwin is a really, really good test player when it comes at home, especially. And I think Siraj did a good job also. He didn't pick up wickets, but still he did his role, troubled Warner, he troubled the openers. Doesn't need to pick up because you need to trouble them. And I think all five bowlers executed very well in the first innings. Coming to India's batting, yeah, I think India, I think, did okay. I mean, obviously they had a collapse. Obviously, 137 for 7. My biggest question, though, my biggest worry right now in this Indian team is KL Rahul's position. Why? I mean, KL Rahul's position in a doubt, I would feel. Yes, right now, um, yeah, his form is a big concern. His form is a huge concern right now because KL Rahul for me is not performing well. I think if you go and see his stats in the last 7 years, I think KL Rahul, I think his average is 26 if I'm not mistaken. He scored around 2000 runs, average is 26. only 350s, 300s in the last 7 years. I'm not telling wrong stats here. I'm telling from my mind. You can go and check. You can go and check on Twitter if I'm lying or not. But these are the actual stats of KL Rahul right now. His average is 26 since the Border-Gavaskar Trophy in 2017. He's not performing at all. I know a lot of people will criticize me about what I'm saying about KL Rahul right now. I know he's a talented player. He scores the highest run scorer in IPL. We know in 2020 team how he changed his style of play. And in Test cricket, he was a very good Test cricketer until he came to the limited overs. I know all of that about KL Rahul, but right now when you have players like Mayank Agrawal, Shubman Gill, Abhinav Iswaran, you have these talented openers, Jagadishan. All these players are performing in the Ranji Trophy, and you're excluding those players for KL Rahul is struggling at home, not performing. I know his overseas stats are good. I know that 2021 his average was 14, 10 innings. I know all of that. But come on, guys. I mean, I know the selectors are backing KL Rahul. I don't know for what reason they're backing him. But right now, I think this was the last chance, especially in the second innings. If he can't take off his role, if he can't perform, he should be dropped. He should be dropped. Give a chance to Shubman Gill. Give a chance to Surya Kumar Yadav. Do something. I mean, anyways, I mean, KL Rahul, how many chances he's got? 47 to 50 innings. KL Rahul is getting. You know, he's been backed by so many. I mean, not a lot of cricketers get back like KL Rahul right now with the way that he's playing. And even Shami's average is also very close to KL Rahul right now when it comes to his past 10 innings. So the very big concern I would say right now. For me, I think Shubman Gill, with the way that he's performing in ODI cricket, I think he should come back to the playing 11. But regardless, guys, when you talk about India's first innings, I think Virat Kohli played very well. Unfortunate. Now that controversy about Virat Kohli, that's a huge, huge point. What do you guys think in the comment section? What do you think about Virat Kohli's controversy, the dismissal controversy in the first innings? I know there are 2 or 3 people watching. What do you guys think about that? Because we know under the law, obviously, I think 36.32.2 and 36.2.3 under the ICC laws. I think when obviously when the ball hits the very simultaneously, if you see the third umpire sees that both the ball and pad are hitting together simultaneously, usually you give the decision as the ball hitting the pad first. That is the general norm of it. But what did they do? The third umpire decided to obviously give give it as bat first. But in the rules in ICC laws, it says you have, if it's hitting the bat and pad simultaneously, if the umpire sees that both the bat and pad have been hit simultaneously, if the ball hits the bat and pad simultaneously, then you should give it as a pad first and go to go and check on this thing. But they didn't do that. That's what happened. That's the thing. So unfortunately, Virat Kohli got out. If it hits the pad and if it hits the pad and bat simultaneously, you usually give bat first. But the third umpire went and said pad first. That is what happened. And unfortunately, for some reason, Virat Kohli has been very unlucky when it comes to third umpire decisions. And what's to be done, though? I mean, Virat Kohli's luck, I would say, right now. But yeah, I mean, unfortunate. But they were 137 for 7, as I said, India. But here came Akshar Patel and Ravichandran Ashwin. That massive 114-run partnership, I think that changed the whole game. That changed the entire game. And obviously gave India momentum. I told also on groups, everything, that partnership between Ashwin and Akshar Patel was very important. And I think Rohan, we have Rohan joining us. Yeah. Rohan, how are you doing? And we have Kunal
Hey, hi,
joining us.
Pawan.
How are you
Been
doing?
some
Yes.
time.
So we were
All
just
good.
discussing about that Virat Kohli's dismissal and that controversy. But we know under the ICC laws, obviously it should be given as bat first. But unfortunately, Nitin Menon and the third umpire, the third umpire decided to give it as pad first
Hmm.
and went and referred it to on stump dismissal and gave it as out. So, what do you think regarding the dismissal of Virat Kohli? He's been very unlucky in certain decisions.
As you said, on field it's very difficult to point out whether it's really an inside edge or not. So on field umpire can be given a pardon, you can say, but the third umpire definitely should have seen it and overturned it, man. A bit unlucky, as you said, but there's a saying, end of the day, things get even out. So maybe in the next game there may be a chance where it could be going the other way. So you hope for the best. He's a quality batsman. He was looking good, by the way. Those
Hmm.
44 were looking really damn good. So, and on this pitch, 44 is worth more than 75 is what I can say. So, that was a very interesting time when he got out. Things were a bit on the balance. Credit to the guys after him, like Akshar and Ashwin, who got the team forward. But Virat Kohli, as you said, bit unlucky. But he's a champion batsman, man. The next venue Indore is a fantastic batting pitch, good even bounce. I think the first two test matches will be compensated there in terms of run making for sure.
Hmm. Kunal, your thoughts about the Virat Kohli's dismissal controversy? I know he's been very unlucky. Even he also screamed, obviously, after with Rahul Dravid. We saw the reaction, obviously, once he saw that it was obviously him being unlucky. But your thoughts about that dismissal, especially in the first innings? I know it's a very tight call, but obviously, third umpire could have overturned that. Seeing it so many times, and we saw it that it was pad first, but they went as bat first. So, your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, as an Indian, we can say that this is a wrong decision. But if you talk with both aspects, if for India and Australia side, it is not easy for an on-field umpire to think about that and give the decision. Okay,
Yeah.
you can also see in the picture that at the same time you see that a ball goes to pad also and bat also. So this is very difficult decision for on-field umpire. And when third umpire have no evidence, then it goes to the umpire. And I don't think no need to talk about this dismissal, because we if we are Indian, then we are thinking that that should be not out. If we are Australian, then we will say this is correct decision. So I think this is very difficult decision for umpire.
Mm.
Very
Very true.
difficult.
Very. I agree, but then obviously they could have gone under the ICC laws, right? Kunal, if in case if that was simultaneously bat and pad both together, they could have gone according to the ICC laws and done something, right?
Yes. I think so. If umpire
And
goes with a not out or referral to third umpire, that was the better option. If they are
mm,
confused, but umpire
great,
just giving their decision.
yeah. But
But I
coming
think
back
the
to
point here, what Pawan wanted to make, Kunal, was on-field decision, as you said, could be a difficult one based on the noise and all. But the third umpire should have been knowledgeable enough to know the laws
Yeah.
and interpret it in the best possible way. I think that's where the mess up happened and the frustration showed up.
very
Yeah.
true,
But
very true. Yeah,
anyways,
that's right.
India win.
Mm.
This
Yeah,
thing is
India
that
wins,
Very
that
man.
true.
India
That's
win.
fine.
But yeah,
But
coming back, Rohan, I was also talking about KL Rahul's form right now. Do you think he deserves to be in the playing 11 right now? Does he deserve to be there for the next two test matches? Or do you think a player like Shubman Gill should get a chance to coming into the playing 11?
See, there are two ways to looking at it. The first two pitches, as I said, were damn bowler friendly and difficult for batters, especially with the new ball, because both sides were opening with the spinners. And as you know, to straight away start against quality spin on such kind of pitches is a tough task, and especially if you're out of form, so it's a double bad luck. So sometimes what happens is you need to give a batsman on a better looking pitch where let's see how he performs so that the conditions also favor him. In case on a flatter pitch in indoor he fails, then definitely Ahmedabad, I think Gill may get a shot. But what happens is if you're winning, people tend to stick with the winning combination and not change a lot. But
Mm,
if you look
mm,
at as a two matches, three innings, three failures, then I'll say Shuman Gill deserves a go because the form is in. Uh, you saw in the white ball leg against Sri Lanka, New Zealand, Gill was stupendous, man. Double hundred, century after century. Even in Bangladesh, he did decently. So if you go by form, Shubman Gill deserves a go. But sometimes the management looks at it like let's hope for the best, man. He has done well for a long time, especially overseas. Lokesh Rahul's record has been pretty good in England and all. Thing is, in Asia, we know when spin starts happening faster, every batsman struggles, man. You see it, Pujara, Virat, only Rohit has done decently. Even the opposition batters, everyone is struggling. Just that people tend to have a scapegoat. Let's go, Lokesh Rahul. Tomorrow they'll say somebody else. It happens.
Yeah.
That's the way the nature of the game is.
Yes.
If it's
Agree.
today Rahul, tomorrow it could be somebody else also. But thing is,
True.
sometimes you need to give a player that one extra go and just tell him, boss, this is your day. Go play. Just like how I know lots of these talks happen in our groups. In IPL, he performs that, this and all. Make him
Yeah.
believe, boss, today is an IPL only. Go out there,
Okay.
flat pitch, survive for first half an hour. Then you can play your game. Thing with him is he's not getting a start. Right.
Yeah.
Once he gets a
Yes.
start, you will see a more fluent innings.
True, true. But the thing is that he's not been performing for the last 6 years. I'm not questioning about his overseas conditions. I mean, he
Yeah.
performs, but when he comes at home, I think maybe for 6 years, I think he hasn't since that last Border-Gavaskar Trophy in 2017. I think he hasn't played maybe 100, or I think he's only got 350s. So that's a bit
Hmm.
of a concern, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously, I think Rahul will get a chance, obviously, because I don't think they'll change the winning combination as Rohan mentioned. But coming back to Kunal, your thoughts
Yes.
especially about Akshay Patel, because I mean that partnership, as we know, was the game changing moment of the match. But Akshay Patel, he's not. I mean, he's obviously performing well with the ball. We're not seeing him obviously getting wickets, but still he's controlling at one end and allowing Ashwin and Jadeja to pick up wickets, as I said. But his batting has tremendously improved, and especially with India not having Rishabh Pant, he's actually attacking bowlers. I mean, especially Kunaman, he was attacking really well. So your thoughts about Akshay Patel's knock, and especially their partnership with Ashwin as well. Ashwin also holding at one end as well.
Actually, Akshar Patel is a very good batsman. You see his career in Test cricket. Whenever India needs with him, they always contributing with ball as well as bat. In overseas, Akshar Patel is not too good, but in home condition, when Akshar Patel comes, is very good in batting. You see his shots. He don't playing in one-sided shot. He have so many varieties. He can play anywhere, anytime. In Indian condition, he's the best player. I think India is very lucky to have an all-rounder like Jadeja, Ashwin, and Akshar Patel in a playing 11, so that we compensate the Rishabh Pant, because presence of Rishabh Pant is different thing for Team India. You see how Nathan Lyon has uh, getting a wickets one after the another. But when there's Rishabh Pant type of batsman, then I think so India could complete the lead also. So I think Akshar Patel innings was a very good innings, and that was one of the best inning of this series. Akshar Patel.
I agree. Actually, that was one of the most important knocks, I would say, for him personally. I would say that was one of the most important, because India in real trouble, especially with 137 for 7. I thought at that point
In Nagpur
Australia will
also.
obviously take a 70 to 80 knock. Yeah, in Nagpur
In
also,
Nagpur.
I would say that 84 also was very important for them to win by 200 runs. I think they scored 400. Yeah, so I think both of those knocks were important, but I feel this knock of 74 was more important than the 84, because anyways, Rohit Sharma scored 100 and they were leading. But this is where they were trailing, and they somehow got that lead to one, and they got the momentum. That's the main thing. When India got the momentum, obviously the game changed in that test match. But coming to Rohan, especially in day three, they were 61 for 1, obviously, Australia. The way that Jadeja and Ashwin bowl, especially Jadeja picking up 7 wickets, it's not easy, especially coming back after injury. We know he's a champion bowler.
Yeah.
But the way that he bowled, and obviously Australia, clueless about Jadeja's bowling, and obviously playing those sweep shots, they are missing the sweeps, playing reverse sweeps, getting out. So your thoughts, especially Australia's approach towards Jadeja, I don't know. They were missing sweep shots. They were getting out. They didn't know how to handle Jadeja and Ashwin today.
I think they didn't realize that the Kotla pitch doesn't bounce, boss. Last 30 years, it has never bounced. To play a sweep shot, you need to have consistent bounce. That ball was skidding through low, and every sweep shot they were trying or attempting was getting underneath their bat and bowled, and LBW was happening. And that's the core strength of Ravindra Jadeja. We all know his most strength is accuracy. Stump to stump bowling, he keeps getting your out bowled and LBW. These two pitches, Nagpur and Delhi, were made for him, you can say. Pakka tailor made, and he made best use out of it. You see the guys who used to get more bounce like a lion, they struggled here because the extra bounce was helping the batsman actually get the middle of the bat a lot more. Whereas and not to be too hard on that, but Australian shot selection also was very poor and the execution even worse. Every ball, even the first ball, batsmen were coming and trying to sweep. We saw Cummins and this Alex Carrito was every second ball sweep or reverse sweep. Those things don't work. He didn't gauge the pace of the pitch or the bounce. That's where I think India got the best use of the conditions, because early morning there will be a little bit of moisture in the pitch, and the quickness and flatter trajectory of Jadeja was making the ball grip more, and Ashwin also got the key wicket of Smith, which helped him to get that extra pressure. Because if you see, they were what, 95 for 3, I think, at one stage. From there,
Yes.
113 all out is like 18 runs. It's a complete collapse. Within a
Mm.
space of 15 overs, they were all out from there, man. So that didn't help. Every batsman who came in had a preconceived notion that you need to keep sweeping, sweeping, sweeping. It don't work like that, man. You need to understand, get set, then play those horizontal bat shots. You saw Rohit play a sweep shot. When did he play? Once he got a bit set, then he started playing those shots. Pujara did the same. Bharat came in, he was attacking straight away, but it was a bit risky, right? You saw that. Only thing with Bharat was the runs required were about 25, 30. He got away with it, you can say, but fine with it.
Yeah.
But you saw the mindset and the execution should be clear. Only then you get the best result. Australia were not quite there in the mind, is what I said, and they let go of a golden opportunity. And as you said, I think Kunal said it. Yesterday when Akshar was batting, we were what, 150 for 7, still about 113 behind. You could say easily Australia got a 75-run lead, but because of Akshar's knock, that lead was brought down to just 1 run. That's like scores are level. So it was just a matter of second innings. Whoever does well was winning the game, and that kind of shifted that psychological advantage towards India, where we got that momentum and got the first wicket also of Usman Khwaja yesterday day, and who was a quality player of spin. So I think that kind of all compounded and helped India do well today. And I think the series also is 2-0. We retained the BGT now. So moving forward can only get better, and the WTC final coming up.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes. And coming back to Cotton, obviously, day three, India had to chase 114, obviously, and obviously that run out between Rohit Sharma and Pujara. I mean, especially the selfless. I mean, he was not selfish at all. Rohit Sharma, obviously, giving the wicket away, because obviously, it was Pujara's 100th Test match, obviously. But the way that India started also was really good, especially Rohit Sharma getting to a brilliant start. I think 31 of 25 on mistake, and the way that he started, and then gave the wicket away, unfortunately. But he wanted Pujara obviously to finish the match. He thought it was obviously his 100th Test match. So your thoughts about that run out, especially, and Rohit Sharma obviously giving that wicket away, because obviously it could have been Pujara getting run out, but Rohit Sharma was selflessness, and I mean, obviously got himself out.
Actually, Rohit Sharma is that type of player, and as a captain also. That's why they have 5 IPL trophies. He always give opportunities. You say in previous match also give the opportunities to Ravindrajadeja also to take wickets, to get to go to the milestone, and this time milestone for Pujara also. So Rohit Sharma is that type of captain. Always give opportunities to
Hmm.
claim your milestone. But
Rohan, what do
one
you think
thing
about
I
Rohit? Yeah. Yeah, continue, Kumar. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, okay. Rohan, your thoughts about Rohit Sharma's captaincy, because he is a lot of criticism at times. A lot of Indian fans at times, they say they want Kohli back as captain. They criticize Rohit Sharma. They lose a Test match, and that's the typical way. I mean, Indian fans are at times when they get frustrated with Rohit Sharma, especially if they lose ODI series and not so. But anyways, your thoughts about Rohit Sharma as captain? I mean, especially with injuries, it's been very difficult for him to handle. He's been missing Test matches also due to injuries. But do you think he should be captain of India cricket at least for another year or two? Perhaps seeing how he's been performing right now, because his contributions are very important, especially first Test match also they won because of his 100 in first innings. And as we know,
Yes.
they could win the if they could win the Border-Gavaskar Trophy, as we said before in the preview also, if Rohit Sharma performs, and he performed very well in the first Test. Unfortunately, this Test match he couldn't huge contribution, but still his contributions are helping India winning.
See, first of all, captaincy has been very good, and he's also helped that on these kind of pitches, you just have to give the ball to Ashwin and Jadeja, man. They'll do the job for you day in day out. So that kind of helps also. but managing three spinners like Akshar also is a quality bowler. I think if you saw the interview after the Nagpur test, uh, each bowler wanted to bowl from one particular end because there was a lot of rough from one particular end. So Ashwin picked up the ball and Jaddu was like, I am close to the 250 milestone, I need it. But Ashwin was like, I am closer to the fifth wicket. So that's where the balancing act comes on. Not just managing these things. Two bowlers who will be achieving milestones, they will want the thing to get there faster. But at the end of the day, the team wins, man. It's just a joke I'm saying. But these kind of things happen. And Rohit is a very chilled guy. He doesn't get flustered. He is like, let the bowler come up with his own plans first. But today, if you see the starting of the day, he was very involved. He kind of showed up that he is in charge. He made Australian batsmen feel that you are in for a fight, boss. Nothing is easy. He kept the field in, closed in, asked the bowlers to be a bit more attacking, not be too giving away easy runs or single or not. Such kind of freeness wasn't there for the batsmen. That's where you saw them trying to break free, get those sweeps out, which didn't help. That's how we build pressure through captaincy also, and helped by the senior bowlers in Ashwin and Jadeja. So it's like just how England do when they have a Anderson or a Broad coming in. You just set three slips, couple of gullies there. They're gonna get the job done. But it's also making sure they are in the right space to deliver for you. So it's a bit of both, where the senior bowlers help you and you give them the confidence and nurture them to give it their best also. So that's where Rohit, as you said, because of this IPL success, he knows how to improve your skills to the optimum. That's where captaincy comes in. And in terms of batting, as you said, first test that 100 was very very required because to get that huge lead and build it from there. And first test of the series, momentum comes is a very huge factor there. And Roy did it well. Today also, I think just after lunch, we had lost Rahul, but straight away after lunch, he attacked Lyon and Kuhneman. Yes, there was a run out later on, but especially what happens after a break, there's always the tentativeness. What happens if we lose one or two early, if you don't get runs? But he got those 25-30 quickly and kind of set the ball rolling for others to make it more easier. And you saw Pujara trying to be a bit more free. That's not the usual Pujara we expect, right? But those things help, man. That run out, as you said, I think was a bit selfless because it was he who goofed up. Basically, it was his wrong call. So I don't think he wanted Pujara to get out. So and then he did the right thing to sacrifice himself. And also being Pujara's 100th test, he didn't want to mess it up also. So, but Rohit has been doing fantastically well. We hope he makes it a 4-0 also, winning this BGT. But more important will be the WTC final, man. It's missing. And after that, October, November, the big thing, which this year everybody has marked it for,
Yeah.
the 2023 World Cup. I think that's where the final goal for an Indian cricket fan is.
Yes, very true. And I was coming on to the WTC final, obviously. So because I think that's the next thing that India will target now. Because I mean they're in a big position right now. Kunal 2-0 up in the series in the fourth test match series. So I mean, obviously indoor and Ahmedabad, we're expecting good batting tracks. Obviously, we saw in these first two test matches that there was a lot of low bounce and not easy for batsmen obviously to score runs. It was mainly the spinners that were doing well in this first two test matches, especially the Indian spinners. But I think as folks are saying, the third test match will be different, especially in a new track like indoor. We expect more runs to be coming on those. One next for India, I mean, especially 2-0 up in the series, they obviously would want to win 4-0 if they can. Or otherwise, obviously win this series somehow and try to go to the WTC final. I think that's the main target for India right now. So your thoughts right now? Obviously, I think if they win 4-0 and hopefully Sri Lanka can win 2-0 against New Zealand, could get Sri Lanka versus India final. Otherwise, Australia, if they do not win 4-0, then Australia obviously might have a chance of getting the finals. So your thoughts, especially India versus Australia, India versus Sri Lanka right now coming up. If Sri Lanka does well against New Zealand right now, we've seen how New Zealand are playing against England also. Whether they're playing at home is also not good New Zealand at the moment. So your thoughts, everything what's going on with India right now. Obviously, they want to lose at the WTC final also, and it's in England also. That's a main problem.
For Sri Lanka, winning in New Zealand is different thing, but for 4-0 expect, I am say that just more than 80% 4-0 is confirmed, because when Australia came to India, I think so they are not came with a correct mindset, skipping the practice matches and just thinking of R Ashwin. So they are just coming for R Ashwin, and out of syllabus player comes with Ravindra Jadeja. So this is the thing that Australia now struggling more and more, and I think so. As easy to say that 4-0 for Team India, but I think so in Indore there is some competition from Australia also, considering the pitch of Indore. I think so in Indore we got 400 plus runs. I am hoping the type of ground is in Indore.
Hmm. Very true. Dipanshu over here says, Rohan Bhai, I have no hate against Karnataka players. Can you please talk about KL and why Rahul is in back? I think we spoke about this also, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I think
Rahul,
I'll answer Dipanshu. It is not about Karnataka player or any state particular player. It's just the record of a player. It's like tomorrow somebody else also is struggling. That's when you need someone to back them. Like how you saw Virat when he was struggling, the team backed him, the selectors backed him, the management, the coaching staff, everyone backed him. That's when you're seeing him do well in T20 or ODI cricket where he's scoring those runs. Same way for any player when they're struggling, give them the best condition to succeed. Even in those conditions, if they fail, that's when you discard them. Thing is, the conditions have been difficult for Rahul, also for everyone. The mindset, everything has been tough. We know, we see a lot of players coming up and talking of mental health and all these things, right? Yeah, so that's
hmm,
when you need to support them the most. Okay, it's not about Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Mumbai, Delhi. It doesn't matter for me, man. The quality of the player and the type of player. Okay, let's not go about this IPL runs and all these things. Those things hardly matter to me, man. I'm talking straight away the class of the player. He has done well for you in overseas conditions. He has delivered a couple of hundreds in England when the ball was seriously moving with Anderson and Broad. It's just that in Indian pitches he has struggled a little bit. I'm saying Indore is a better pitch. If he fails there, definitely Shubman Gill.
hmm. Very true, yes. And now I think obviously, what next for Australia right now? I mean, especially 2-0 down right now. Obviously, they would want to win a test series. But Rohan, where do you think Australia should improve? Especially their shot selection, I think is the main criteria where they should obviously improve, especially with the way that they're playing the sweep shots, especially against spin, because they really struggle against spin in Asian conditions. And we know the Asian record is also not good for the past 15 years also. But
yeah.
what really can Australia improve, especially coming up to this third test match to obviously challenge India? Because right now India just dominating them, especially in the second innings. I feel like India can't be defeated, especially with the way that they're playing. So how can Australia actually approach when it comes to third test, and especially I think the second innings where they really struggle with scoring runs?
Look, to be honest, they are struggling, as you said. Problem started from before the tour. They were over analyzing, overthinking, talking on pitches before they come here. You don't see Indian team crib about pitches when we go abroad, nor any team actually from Asia, whether it's Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Whenever we travel to Australia or England or New Zealand, we get this big grass on those pitches. We don't complain. We are just playing three fast bowlers or four fast bowlers. We don't play three spinners going there, right? Yes, we may struggle. Our batsmen will be struggling. We will criticize our batsmen to improve our technique, footwork. Same way when they come here, don't talk about pitches, man. Improve your technique, right? Don't say pitches is the reason for your failure. You don't adjust to the conditions or the pitches properly. First thing, right? Second, over analyzing, as I said. I think before this tour, Travis Head was one of the top batsmen. They dropped him before this Nagpur test, thinking he won't play spin. They played this Renshaw. I don't know about the quality of Matt Renshaw, but definitely Travis Head is a better batsman than Renshaw. You saw in the second innings in
Yes.
Delhi Test, he batted about 40, scored beautiful attacking shots. That's the form he was carrying. Why are you not considering form and all these past records, man? That is say same thing. If it was if you link it with Rahul, informed batsman has been promoted up and given a chance. As we were giving him more chances, these guys dropped an informed player for a guy who has an old past record of success in India in 2017 Border-Gavaskar Trophy in Renshaw. Seriously, that doesn't work out like that. Even when he came in as a concussion substitute to Warner, he was struggling. He was a sitting duck to Ashwin and Jadeja. It was an easy wicket for us, right? To be honest. So Australia, first thing they can do is 2 days off. 3 days the test match is over, go for a holiday or somewhere, take a break, get out of the game, then come back slowly to Indore and get a feel of the conditions better. Another thing that helps a team when they're struggling is their senior players has to deliver, man. You have not seen Labuschagne or Smith, their so-called top batsmen, deliver here. Get a 50 or a 100 that can kind of put the dressing room into ease. You saw when India were all out for 36 at Adelaide, the next test was in Melbourne. Captain Ajinkya Rahane got 100. Right, that kind of set the tone and made the team believe, yes, boss, we are in the contest. Here we are not seeing that thing at all. Pat Cummins' captaincy has been very, very bad, to be honest. He's not at all having any idea how to captain in Asian conditions. He's just thinking pick up spinners and do no. Nathan Lyon, apart from Delhi, Nagpur is struggled. Todd Murphy is a newbie; he can't adjust so easily, and senior batsmen from India will pick him up easy. Kuhneman was not even in the squad. Your two players who are in the squad are not even playing others in Swepson and Agar. Yeah, Swepson went home for the birth of his kid, and fine, fine. But out of four spinners that bring in a fifth guy who is not even part of the original squad and you're playing him here. That shows your initial selection itself was wrong. Why was that? Overthinking, over analyzing. When as I think Jadeja put it in, they were on the flight from Australia to India. They were looking at the pitch, saying there is rough here, rough there. It's gonna spin from here. All those things. You don't play so much mind games there. Okay, India had the worst of the conditions, to be honest, in both the test matches. We lost the toss. Australia had that advantage. We know in Asia, winning the toss, batting first is a huge advantage. They messed up.
Yes.
So from here, it is going to be very difficult unless you get that one individual brilliant performance to make things easy, or else it will be a 4-0 sweep. If you worst case, Australia can possibly draw a game. Winning from here in Ahmedabad and Indore is straight away no for me.
Very true. But I think mainly Rohan, I think the strange reason they're not going for their fast bowling attack. We know I think Stark will be available for the next game. I feel so. Obviously, I think they'll make a change obviously in their bowling attack, because the way that Kuhneman has been bowling on his debut, I was not that impressed. So I think obviously they should go for their strength, which is pace bowling. We know how Shami and Sirajos has been doing in the
Yeah.
first two test matches. Them overthinking, obviously going with three spinners and just Pat Cummins. And Pat Cummins was very disappointing in both the test matches, especially the length that he was bowling. So do you think they should go back to their plan A, especially their strengths, especially their pace bowling, bring back Stark and Cummins and drop one of those spinners, especially I think Kuhneman might be dropped with how he performed on his
Yeah.
debut.
I mean, Stark is a quality bowler, man. Thing is, Indore, it has good bounce, and there will be some movement early on with the new ball. So Stark can be a factor there. Not just that, they're missing one Cameron Green, an all-rounder at number 6 who can give that backup third seamer. They're missing him also. His injury has not helped. So that factor is also another thing where they're missing that backup bowler, and because of that, they're playing that extra batsman who is not doing anything there. Travis Head, oh yeah, this Renshaw, Hanscom, none of them have really looked the part to play quality spin on Indian pitches. So that's where the problem is. Even Boland did decently, but he's more like he needs the conditions to do well, like in Melbourne and all, where he has seen that success or the pink ball. Indian pitches is not his cup of tea, to be honest. I think Star can help, but match fitness will be an issue if you ask me. He has not played for 2-3 games. Let's see how he comes up and delivers. But it can help. Let's see.
Yeah. So I think Rohan will wrap things up over here. So
Yep.
thank you to both Rohan and Kunal for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, so hopefully India will win the next two test matches of Indore and Ahmedabad, and hopefully they can go to the WTC finals. All things going good for India, and they can focus on the WTC final. And obviously, the ODI World Cup is the most important, obviously, this year because it's in India as well. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. Okay, we have Kunal joining us again. Kunal, I wanted to ask you one question. Yeah, you left
Yes.
and went, but I was going to conclude. Do you see any changes for India in the next test, especially in Indore? I just wanted to ask this. I was going to, but you left and came. Do you see any changes for India in the next test, or do you see the same
Actually,
combination?
everything depend upon pitch, but I think so. If pitch is small, I think so. One more fast bowler will come. I think so. Maybe we
You
will.
think KL Rahul will be backed until the test? I also think that KL Rahul will be backed anyways, regardless of any selection or whatever happens. I think
But
until
I
this
think
ball.
so. KL Rahul should go to domestic cricket because we have given so many chances. We have given so many chances to this player. Actually, we are wasting the talent of Shubman Gill in a pavilion. Why? He's a good player. You see the previous series of BGT Trophy. You see the how Shubman Gill was playing in Australia. That
Yeah.
Gava, we always remember that inning of Gava, 92 runs. in a second
Hmm.
inning.
Agree.
So that's why I think we can't waste such type of player in pavilion. You should give the chance to Shubman Gill now and suggest KL Rahul to go to the domestic cricket and come. After that, he will definitely give you some runs for India. You see the changes in Ravindra Jadeja also. In 6 months before, how Jadeja was struggling. There was not clarity about his batting, not clarity about his bowling, even his position also. But after 6 months, playing one domestic matches after injury, you see the changes, the improvement. Even in every match, he is delivering. So I think so. Playing in domestic cricket is good. You should play in a domestic cricket. You will get much improvement on your shots also. Shot selection is not good for KL Rahul.
Agree. I agree with you. Yeah. But don't you think you can fit in, especially Ishan Kishan or either a Surya Kumar Yadav in their middle order? I know Shreyas Iyer is obviously unstoppable. I mean, he can't be dropped with the average that he has, especially at home. But do you think, I mean, especially KS Bharat, I
Pawan,
think might be
actually,
back, especially because it's not fair, Surya Kumar Yadav made his debut in the first test, and immediately when Shreyas Iyer was fit, he was dropped, and he didn't get a proper chance. Obviously, as we know, I mean, Surya Kumar Yadav, we
actually,
know he's a brilliant batsman in limited overs, but he has also the ability to do well in test if he gives a longer run. But don't you see, like perhaps Surya Kumar Yadav, Moishan Kishan getting a chance, especially Sky, because he has the talent obviously to do well in test cricket, but if he's not back, what's to be done?
I don't think so that Surya Kumar Yadav will get more chances because Surya Kumar Yadav inclusion and inclusion of Ishan Kishan, KS Bharat was there because of absence of Rishabh Pant. Initially there was Hardik Pandya also. That is a panic button from BCCI. They all just including the players to fulfill Rishabh Pant. But Rishabh Pant was fulfilled by innings of Akshar Patel only. Okay, so I don't think so that Surya Kumar Yadav will get chances now as of now because Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav are good player of T20 and ODI as of now. In future, if we need, I think so. Then maybe Surya Yadav will get a chance. It is upon if one player will retire from this lineup because
Okay,
now
yeah.
I don't think so. We have no place for Surya Kumar Yadav this series especially because you see the how the Surya Kumar Yadav out in a first Test match. If you are a good player, you see when debut of Rohit Sharma in a Test match, first match century. Okay, so when the good player always perform in a good time, when the player is not performing in a first match, so I think so it is very early to say that Surya Kumar Yadav will get more chances. It might be possible like Hardik Pandya, Surya Kumar Yadav will be vanished from Test squad. It may be
Hmm.
possible.
Hmm. Very true. Yeah. Do you see any chance of Australia coming back in these two test matches coming up, or do you think India will clean sweep
Yeah,
4-0? Do
there
you
will
see
be
a draw happening?
there will be chances if they bring back their bowler like Hazelwood Stark because I think so. Australia is thinking just of spin. If they have quality of fast bowling, why not Scott Boland is playing in this pitch? I don't think so. You see, Shami take 4 wickets when Cummins is not able to bowl clearly. They can use Boland also. They can use Morris also. I think one player is also there.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Maurice, yeah.
remember this
Yes.
name
Yeah, Maurice is there.
because one
I
more.
think.
Yes,
Yeah, I can't.
uh, because Delhi is not type of pitch that always spinners will give you wickets. You can see the Shami get 4 wickets, 1 wicket for Pat Cummins. If you are bowling in a right line, fast bowler will also got a wicket. I think so. Australia is really confusing when they are coming in the tour, skipping the practice matches, and after that you are just thinking about R Ashwin and you are searching for R Ashwin type of bowler, practicing with him, but still there is no results. So lots of confusion in the mind of Pat Cummins. That's
Yeah,
why they are giving this
fast bowlers
decision.
they have, I think, is Hazelwood, Lance Morris, Mitchell Stark, and Scott Boland. Those are the four. I think Ashton Agar was dropped, I think, as the second, and that's why Kuhneman was brought in, I think, because they wanted to see how Kuhneman was doing. I mean, it's a rough debut for Kuhneman. I know that against India, not easy, obviously, but I think this guy has potential because I've seen Kuhneman against Sri Lanka also in Sri Lankan pitches, and he was doing well. That's why he was brought into the ODI team of Australia when they had so many injuries, and he did well. So definitely I think Kuhnemann has potential, no doubt. But I think he has to play more test matches. That's why just being a debut, it's not easy, especially against India. In India to do so well in a debut, especially against Indian batters. So I think if he gets more chances, I think Kuhnemann is definitely a bowler who can succeed, just like how Todd Murphy did. I'm very impressed with Todd Murphy. I think, especially first test match, to get debut and get a 5-wicket haul is not easy, Kunal.
7 wickets.
Yeah, 7 wickets. That's I mean, both innings he got 7. Yeah, but the first innings he got 5 wickets on debut. So I think that's great from Todd Murphy also. So let's see how Australia does at the moment. I feel it could be India versus Australia. We never know with how New Zealand are playing though at the moment. Sri Lanka have a chance if India beat Australia by 4-0. If Sri Lanka beat New Zealand 2-0, then it could be India versus Sri Lanka. And I think India right now would prefer Sri Lanka more than Australia, especially because it's in England. Obviously it's going to be in the Oval, I think, the finals this time around. So I think more than a Sena country, they would prefer a team like Sri Lanka, obviously, in the WTC final, because anyway South Africa is now out of contention for the WTC final. So what do you think, Kunal, regarding that?
I think so. If Sri Lanka want to win in New Zealand, one and only tips for me that take a fast bowler who is speed is more than 140. If it is possible, bring 2 3 fast bowlers because their fast bowlers is give you more and more wickets. And I think so. Sri Lanka batting is good, especially Kushal Mendes, your captain Karuna Ratne. I'm very impressed with that type of player. He was a very good and can accelerate and make a bigger innings in
Wait.
past also. So I think so. For Sri Lanka, they need to do so much homework in New Zealand conditions. So how to fulfill them? I think so. They have to concentrate in fast bowlers, maximum number of fast bowlers, and
I think
I
anyways
think so.
Samira and
Yes,
Kasun Rajita will be there. Anyways, Samira will be fit for sure. And I think Kusal Janit Pereira might play the New Zealand test too as things go. If it goes as planned, then KJP will be back. So that's, I think, a huge boost, especially in the middle order for Sri Lanka. If Kusal Janit Pereira plays, because we know how he played against South Africa also back in 2018. So, impact player like Kusal Janit back, can't expect immediate obviously miracles, but obviously hope that KJP gets back in the playing 11, because I think they need attacking batsmen. I don't think Nick Dickwell at the moment, I feel, should be ideal for Sri Lanka at the moment, because we have talented batsmen who are coming through. I think Nishan Madushka, this uncapped player, probably might make a debut. I feel wicketkeeper who's doing very well, just like Pathum Nisanka. Unfortunately, Pathum Nisanka is out of the New Zealand tour, so that's a huge blow for Sri Lanka. So hopefully KJP makes a return, hopefully, and hopefully the other batsmen step up, because a batsman like Nisank out in the test tour, it's a big blow. But I think still having Dimuth Karuratne and Angelo Matthews also will be key. So I think, as Rohan said, love to meet Sri Lanka at the Oval. Yes, because anyways, I think Australia could be a. I mean, Australia also good in England, but never know, never know. I mean, you can never predict. New Zealand also last time what happened at Southampton, the conditions could favor Australia also. So
there might be
let's see
one
what
test draw also. There might
happens.
be possible that one test will be draw because in Indore is not, you cannot say that Australia will playing like this because if there is batting condition you can see the Labuschagne Smith century also might be possible. They are good batsmen and I think so. Usman Khwaja is very impressive batting also in Delhi Test match. So I think so. Might be possible that indoor Test match will be draw. So first of all, for Sri Lanka, 4-0 is necessary. After that, they're talking about that
Yeah,
for
very
Sri
true.
Lanka
Yes.
tour.
I
Yeah.
think first focus, I think India to obviously reach the WTC final, and then I think probably talk about the scenarios. Anyways, thank you so much, Kunal, for joining, and Rohan as well for joining as well. So do subscribe the Sports Breakdown if possible, and do check out Kunal's channel as well, because he also does reviews and all on Kunal Cricket Fantasy. So do check his channel also out, and do subscribe if possible. Any of my viewers or any of the subscribers that watch after the video ends. So thank you guys, and
Yeah.
hopefully India
Thank
does
you.
well in the next 2 test matches. So thank you so much, guys, and see you in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.